Malik.
Thank you very much, Adam. Congratulations that you are now finalist for the New Zealand. From the very first day, you are very good in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah. I mean, for the Australian team. So, what do you think? The same thing you are ready to done in the final, and if there is any sort of option for you to play the Pakistan Super League, what's your thoughts to play that?
To answer your first question, I guess it was a bit of a weird lead up to the World Cup. So the preparation was put in my own hands, which was kind of nice. I did a lot of training at home, and then came in mentally fresh, and obviously with this team, and a lot was said about the team, but we're pretty confident in the 15 that we picked, and in particular for me, I knew my role really well. So yeah, to put it simply, I feel confident with my role in this team. To answer your second question, Pakistan Super League might be an option down the track. I'm not too sure about when that competition is played, but obviously with the amount of international cricket, BBL is probably the highest priority for me as well, other than international cricket. So when you throw those two things into the mix, plus hopefully IPL as well, you're away from home a long time.
Andrew McGlashan.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Adam, just to talk a little bit more about your consistency in this tournament. I think in 5 of the 6 games, you haven't gone for more than 22. I mean, is there something specific you can put that consistency down to? Was there something you were working on in the lead up to the tournament? I know you had that strange build up, but were you working on anything in particular?
No, nothing in particular. Like obviously there's some technical things that I like to keep track of, but I think this tournament in particular, I've tried not to be something that that I'm not, I guess. Like I know what my strengths are. And yeah, I try to do them to the best of my ability. I think with this team that we've picked in particular with 3 quicks, I'm definitely not going to bowl too much power play. So, you know, wickets through the middle is what I'm trying to achieve. And luckily so far I've been able to do it.
A few times in this tournament, you've been able to come on the back of a few early wickets, either from Joss or Mitchell. That didn't happen last night. Does your mindset change when you're looking at the scoreboard and the opposition are 0 for 50 instead of 2 for 40 or something like that?
Yeah, mindset does change a little bit, but I think when I'm at the top of my mark, I just try and think about what ball I can bowl that ball to, you know, either get the batsman out or get him off strike. I literally think in my head, try and put the team first. So whether or not it's get a wicket or get out of the over and get the other batsman on strike, I try and think about that. So yeah, the situation definitely changes, particularly last night. Obviously, Babra Azam and Rizwan, they're very good players of spin in particular. So had my work cut out. So yeah, it was a nice challenge.
And just one final quick one, if I can. What was it like those final 5 or 6 overs in the changing room when Marcus and Matt came together?
Stressful. It's hard. It's hard when you want something so much. And obviously two really good friends of mine out there in the middle too. So I wanted them to do well and finish the game off. But obviously pretty big game against Pakistan. The crowd was roaring as well. So yeah, it was stressful, but great finish.
Thanks, Adam. Cheers.
Mel Farrell.
Thanks again, Cole. Hi, Adam. Congratulations. First of all, I just wanted to ask you what the same sort of thing that I just asked Marcus. Do you feel that a lot of people underestimated the team and even you personally going into this tournament? And has that sort of provided a bit of a spur individually?
I've always been underestimated. Even as like a 15 or 16-year-old growing up in the country, there was always a city guy that's better than me, or there's always been someone that turns their leg spinner more than I do. So, even after this tournament, there'll be another series that comes up and I'll be underestimated again. So I kind of, do thrive off that. The team in particular, we were underestimated, and we spoke about it as a collective before the World Cup about, our lead up wasn't ideal, but when you look back, even 18 months, 2 years ago, we were the number one team in the world, and all these names were back in our squad. So we were pretty confident coming into this World Cup.
And just when you sort of following on from Nash's question too, having the three quicks and sort of having to take so much more responsibility with the sole spin role, other than maybe, a couple of overs from Maxi. Has that actually given you more clarity in taking on that, when most other teams would have more spin options? But for you, has it, do you think, actually helped?
It's a good way of looking at it. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you. Obviously, when I play with Ash, he bowls some similar overs to, say, like a Pat Cummins, for example. So my overs don't really change too much. I might bowl one in the power play if Ash plays. So I think, if anything, it has made my role a little bit clearer. I know that I'm in the team to get wickets through the middle overs, and in some cases, depending on the matchups, I'll bowl quite late in the innings as well, which I did last night. So I know my role. I thrive off those challenges. I think spin bowling in the middle of the overs of T20s, it can be tough work trying to get those wickets, but it's something I really enjoy.
And just finally, if I may, Australia have a history of beating New Zealand when the chips are down in the really important games in World Cups and tournaments like that. Do you think that there's a chance you can kind of get inside their heads a little bit?
No, I don't think so. I think New Zealand have something about them that you can see over the last few seasons. They've made a couple of finals in other formats, and they've taken it really deep in this format as well. So they're a formidable challenge. They beat us in a series, I think, in February, March. So I don't think we'll be inside their heads. They're led really well, and they've got experience as well. So it's going to be a great battle.
Thanks very much.
Matt Roller.
Hi, Adam. I think you said earlier in the comp that you felt like teams are going even harder through the middle overs now than before. Could you talk a little bit about that and how it's changed your method, if at all?
I think T20 cricket has just changed. I think you saw with us last night, our batting innings, we wanted to keep going at the leg spinner. He got on top of us there. He bowled really well, but as I said, I think guys are just willing to go harder earlier than they have in the past in T20 cricket. So it does make it a bit challenging. I remember even maybe 5 or 6 years ago, you'd bowl the seventh over of a T20 game, and it'd be that over that would definitely go for 4 or 5 or 6, and no one would really play a shot. But these days, it's you've almost got to go into defensive mode a little bit earlier, just because teams are going to come harder at you.
And you mentioned some.
Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
You mentioned some technical work earlier. Could you just elaborate a little bit on the specifics of that and what you've changed?
Haven't changed too much. I just try and get a really short stride. I feel like if my stride length is really long, I don't get enough pace or spin on the ball. So there's a couple of leg spinners who are an example who have short strides. Like I think Imran Tahi is the best example, and he's got great control. So I feel like if I can get that stride right, it helps me with my control when I know where the ball's going.
Lockie McCurdy.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Adam. It must have been really nice seeing Matty and Marcus hit those winning runs last night. I mean, that's twice in the tournament now. They've both come up really clutch in real pressure situations. As someone who knows them well, is it really good to see them get the praise they deserve?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, Matt Wade last night came out and said that he felt like it could have been his last game, but Wadey says that every game. I think he's even said it about the final. So, which I don't think is the case. We know how important Wadey is to this team. He brings a great attitude behind the stumps. He's a tough bugger as well. So yeah, great to see him. It's been really tough for Stoyne and Wadey, and particularly guys like even Maxi and Smithy, who haven't had a lot of time in the middle. So for them to come out last night with not too much preparation and get that job done was unbelievable.
And I think we might know the answer, but as a spinner, if you were to bowl a ball that bounced twice, would you feel any differently about getting hit for six or anything like that situation last night?
It was interesting, wasn't it? I haven't really thought about if I'd bowled it, but I was quite surprised at how far Davey Warner could hit that ball. If you've got a ball that's rolling at you like that and it bounces that high off the ground and it's on its way down, to hit it that far, it's pretty mean feat. He's a strong boy, Davey.
Last one here, guys. Another one from Idris Malik.
Thank you very much, giving me time again. Adam, the thing that I'm asking just about your googly, that how much you practice it, and you are going day by day very perfect in that. And as you said earlier, that everybody is underestimating team if you are losing and not performing well. But when you are gaining and winning, everyone is overestimating. Is it a thing that sometimes is disturbing you, that you have to go to judge on the game, not on a winning and losing?
Sorry, could you make that question a tad clearer?
First of all, I have to ask about your googly, how much you practice for this googly, yeah? And I will do it again for the second part.
Yeah, as I've mentioned earlier to some of the other guys, I work on my technique, and that's one of the reasons why. It helps my googly, helps me control it. So, once we're into the tournament, we don't really practice that much, particularly if you're in the playing 11. It just feels like it's one session and then a game. So yeah, I don't practice it too often, to be honest with you. It's just something I've bowled for a long time.
All right. And as you mentioned that everybody is underestimating the team and the boys before the tournament, and now you are winning and overestimating. So is it a thing that is annoying sometimes, that everybody has to judge the team and the players on their performances?
No, I think we're used to it. Like, it comes part and parcel with being a professional sportsman, being in a professional team, and obviously it's the media's job to report on those things. So I don't think, I think to answer your question, we're used to it, and it's something that we expect as professional sports people.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining again today. And we'll wrap it up for the day. So we'll catch up with all you guys tomorrow for Aaron Finch. Thank you.
Thanks, Cole. Thanks, Ants.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.